Hello and welcome back to TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here with Smackdown, the women's only show, and we are with the pre-show where we have the Forgotten Generation, the tag team champions, defeating Aaliyah and Taylor Hendricks. I didn't have a match placed for the Forgotten Generation. I want to keep them winning, and I want to see what talent I have I can use as more jobberish, which these two at the moment are going to be. If their performances improve enough, they will get their own storylines. Naomi defeats Rosa Mendes with ease. Rosa Mendes came back onto the roster to make up the numbers, and well, I won't be using her much. It's as simple as that. But I don't quite have enough women wrestlers to use in all storylines. Next up, Levy Bates defeats Stacey Frazier. Levy Bates does have a storyline going on. Stacey Frazier isn't as good as the rest of the roster. Again, a good jobber though. And we have Sinatra Garrett and Candice LaRue losing to Bad and Beautiful. And this worked really well. I'm actually quite surprised how good this match ended up being. Bad and Beautiful are a great tag team. I haven't put the belts on them because I have bigger plans for both of them. And these two are both good jobberish characters again. Candice LaRue is involved in another storyline. Ember Moon beats NXT talent Christina Vaneri. Ember Moon is getting my push through this show, and well, I can't really expect too much when she faces a jobber. And Asuka defeats Makoto. Again, these two really, Makoto's getting good matches out of people, so there may be a use for her going forward. And if I am to introduce a third singles title, it may be something she gets a little push towards. And then Ashley Lane defeats Nicole Matthews. Again, another NXT talent being borrowed. Simple match, simple win. We start the show with Sasha demanding that Charlotte return her women's title after she stole it last week. Dana Brooke comes out to inform Sasha that Charlotte isn't in the building tonight. She was preparing for their match at Night of Champions when these two have a 30-minute women's Iron Woman match for the title, on which Edge decides that these two are going to have the main event tonight. It's going to be Sasha versus Dana Brooke. I know this is a big risk, but it's a good start for the show. Our opening match is Carmella pretty much squashing Alexa Nicole. Carmella is in the Intercontinental Women's title match, so I need her to win a few more matches to get up a rating. And Asuka comes out to chase Carmella off, who wouldn't let go of the submission hold. A nice rating, pushes the Intercontinental on, also keeps Asuka away from promos because I don't want her on the promos. Ember Moon is seen stalking Eva Marie backstage, again much like last week, but this time Eva Marie sees her and runs away. Well, I'm teasing the idea because I've only ever seen Ember Moon once and she was quite a mysterious looking character, so I'm going to play the idea that she stalks Eva Marie in this rivalry, which is a bit bigger because it's Fox's clients versus Dangerously Bad is the little faction with Eva Marie in, and this scare puts Eva Marie off her match with Alicia Fox. So Alicia Fox gets a win. I'm hoping this might help kill some of that negative, but Eva Marie was still haunted by what she saw backstage being followed. It wasn't on her game, and Alicia Fox picks up the win. Edge sits down with the Forgotten Generation to discuss their upcoming tag team title match against Jessica Havoc and cheerleader Melissa. It's all you really need to know. These two women have been beating everyone put in their way. They've beaten Bad and Beautiful, and they've also beaten the Culture Club, which is Emma and Summer Rae. So they are a good tag team pairing. And move on to our next match, where we see the Psycho Ward defeat SAS, which is Coleman and Bordeaux, and again moves the tag team idea forward because the challenging team picked up a win. A video hypes showing what happened last week, where Alexa Bliss attacked Paige in an interview segment backstage. We don't get answers yet, but Alexa Bliss beats Gail Kim. Yeah, I think that's a good one because Gail Kim's a very creditable competitor. I haven't quite worked out where to put Gail Kim and Mickie James yet, so I've got them both back, but they're both as faces, and I need a couple more heels on this show because at the moment I only really have Charlotte and Nikki Bella who could challenge for the title, so that's another reason why Bliss and Carmella are getting a lot bigger pushes than they would. I've got Emma and Summer Rae who will eventually be good enough, and obviously I've got the Bad and the Beautiful team who are doing very good ring performances. Afterwards, Alexa calls out Paige, saying that she attacked Paige, etc., why she did it, not the full story, and that Paige comes out and accepts their match, so those two are going to have a match at Night of Champions. That's a good rating, so it keeps Paige out of the title picture as well, which I think is kind of important at the moment. It's already been booked in, so that's okay. Nia Jax defeats Mandy Leon in 1 minute and 59 seconds. Yeah, I needed a victim for Nia Jax this week. Poor Mandy Leon was that victim. But afterwards, Candice LeRae, Brooke Adams and Levy Bates come out and attack Nia Jax, who still fights all three of them off. So this is going well. I'm keeping Nia Jax beating a younger group, and I'm probably going to do a 3-on-1 match at the pay-per-view for this. Charlotte is not in the building, of course, so she's having an interview with Mick Foley back at HQ. Again, I always have to keep the bigger personalities in these, otherwise they don't quite work. Saying how she's going to be beating Sasha Banks and taking that title back once and for all. I still haven't made my decision on who's going to win, so that's a good thing. Sasha has already retained at a pay-per-view, and Charlotte has yet to be pinned in after losing it, so they're both doing pretty good jobs. We have Bayley versus Nikki, and Bayley picks up the win thanks to disqualification when Nikki just attacks her and won't stop beating her, breaking any holds for submissions. And then Becky Lynch and Natalya have to chase Nikki and Emma off again, who keep coming after her. And this leads to a tag team match between Double Trouble and the Culture Club. And they win. Of course, Summer Rae takes the pinfall. Becky gets the actual pinfall victory, which is great. Moves two storylines on a bit, and it's solid enough for a semi-main event. And our main event's actually pretty good. Sasha defeated Dana Brooke with ease. As you can see, 44 for Dana, not special enough. But hey. But after the show, Charlotte appears on the Titantron once more, distracting Sasha Banks, and Dana Brooke jumps her from behind, hitting her with a chair and locking in a submission hold. and that's 2 weeks in a row Sasha has been led on the floor thanks to Charlotte and her antics. So we'll end the show. I don't think we're going to get in the 80s this time, but we just about made 80, which isn't bad considering I didn't have Paige or Charlotte in actual matches on this show. I have to keep trying to push them not to be carrying in the same matches, so that helped a lot. We'll head back to the main screen and see where the storylines are heading. And we've made it back to the main screen, and we see an interesting story. The Undertaker and Michelle McCool have got divorced. That's an interesting one. It takes the main news. We did strike gold apparently. That's not what I was expecting to see there. Ron Simmons, Stella Coleman can't work in W Star. No future. Can I try and sign Michelle McCool now that she's divorced and needs some more money? No, because she's retired. That's a shame. We'll just check the storylines for Smackdown. Hugging time, yeah. Jax is always going to be quite weak, this one. Boom Rising is working. No Diva is Paige and Bliss mainly. The women's title is 90, which I think is the star rating on any. Yeah, that is probably the highest rated I have, which is very good to see. And let's just see who is hot and who is not. Who is hot? Bray Wyatt, Bayley, AJ, Billie Kay and Tyler Breeze. Who is not? I finally got Alicia Fox off there for a bit longer. Again, this whole lot is the ones who are most likely going to get released. So that is everything for this week. We will be going back to Shockwave to see what the aftermath of Lesnar's attack on John Cena is, as well as having the title match announced, and so on and so forth. Thank you all for watching, and come back for Shockwave.